So, I'm going to be doing a review of Aliens What If. This basically takes the What If title and puts it with Aliens. The Aliens film, I mean, by James Cameron. And basically, this was a comic that was sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again. And basically, this story is the what if scenario of what if Carter Burke lived. Obviously, if you know the Aliens film, you know that Carter Burke was seen as this schemy little rat of a human who was trying to get Newt and Ripley impregnated by xenomorph facehuggers for the company, and he dies. But here it ponders the question, what if he didn't die? What if he survived? The comic is written by... The other fun thing that is interesting, I should mention, is that the comic is written by Paul Reiser, the actor who played Carter Burke, along with his son Leon. So yeah, we have Carter Burke writing the character. I cannot see how this would be, a conflict of interest. Anyway, so Paul Reiser wrote this book as like a what-if scenario. I guess his son Leon was co-writing with him, and basically they were when they got the Aliens title, Paul Reiser was like, "Look, I want to do a what if scenario and talk more about the character." So let's get into that. So the first few pages of the comic really do capture this whole thing of being a basically being a a comic that is a straight up adaptation of that scene in Aliens where Burke gets discovered. And yeah, what we find out is that after the xenomorph takes Burke, we get a deleted scene that was taken of him being attacked by a xenomorph. But in here, the what if scenario happens when Gorman and Vasquez blow themselves up. The resulting explosion allows Burke to escape and sneak on the ship. And in fact, he contacts Weyland-Yutani and basically tells them, "Hey, I'm alive, and the company's still here. What do we do?" So yeah, like I said, he contacts Weyland-Yutani and basically says, "Hey, I couldn't get any specimens. Hadley's hope is gone. What do we do?" So in this continuity, Burke is told, "You're gonna make Ripley and the others disappear, and we'll give you full benefits. We gotta salvage this somehow." So Burke is actually, it's kind of funny because in here they basically say Burke was the one who jettisoned Ripley, Hicks, Bishop, and Newt onto the planet in Alien 3. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, but what Burke didn't realize is that the company was going to blame him for the destruction of Hadley's hope, and also basically say, "Oh yeah, he was going to betray all of humanity for a few bucks for all of this." So now it's 35 years later, and Burke he's estranged from his daughter. He's working at the ass end of the galaxy, and yet Weyland-Yutani effectively have ruined him as a person in order to cover their ass. So this is basically, in this story, Burke's revenge on it. This also is interesting to note that Burke apparently, according to Reiser, never wanted to be a bad guy. He wanted to use the xenomorph DNA to cure his wife of a disease. She's literally in a cryo tube like fucking Nora Freeze. I'm not joking. The comic also, I should say, while it is said written by Paul Reiser, let me just read off everyone who wrote this book. So concept by Paul and Leon Reiser, Adam Goldberg, Hans Rodendorf, and Brian Volk-Weiss. Part 1 written by Hans Rodendorf and Adam Goldberg. Part 2 written by Hans Rodendorf and Leon Reiser. Part 3 written by Hans Rodendorf. It was like at Part 5, Paul Reiser just came up with the concept. So, and his son Leon only did a little bit of the writing. So you have 5 writers on this book. You have 4 or 5 writers on this book, and it shows that this is kind of like a script that went through so many retellings. The comic itself really kind of goes at a snail's pace, especially in the second issue. There is something cool with Burke befriending a replicant named Cygnus, and I like how they actually steal a joke from, of all movies, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I'm just going to say this joke because I'm like, no one's going to get this if I don't. he basically says, "Are you a replican or a replicant?" And I stopped for a minute after reading that and went, "Did they just do the 'Are you a Mexican or a Mexicant' joke from Once Upon a Time in Mexico?" Because that's the only place I've ever heard that. So, yeah. There's also like there's also characters in here that look like other characters because haha joke. Like there's a character from that looks exactly like from the movie Office Space. I want my stapler. That was my stapler. I set fire to building. That guy, stapler guy from fucking Office Space. They look straight up like him. And there's there are moments in here where it just feels like the joke goes on too long. And I get that Paul Reiser's a comedy writer, like a writer and actor, and his son's also apparently done some writing here and there. But there's some jokes that go on too long, and you almost forget that this is an Alien book. Also, with the whole, I do appreciate that they're giving more character to Burke, but like there are some things in here that just go, okay, move like in the classic vein of comic pop, move the car, George. Like, that's what it really feels like sometimes, is like some straight up, like, move the car, George kind of moments. Having said that, though, I still like this book. I still enjoyed, I thought it was decent. I don't think it's my favorite of the Alien books that Marvel has done. I do think that there is some solid, fun moments here and there. And I really do like that they do try to give Burke more of a character. Even though it really does feel like Burke himself, this kind of goes against the character of Burke, but it's from the actor who played. It's such a weird thing, right? It's such a weird thing to have, like, Burke is like, it feels like the only reason Paul Reiser wanted to do this story was like, yeah, I wanted to make myself look good after all these years, right? That was really what it feels like. Is it a cool idea? Yeah, it's decent, but I don't feel like it was the right direction of trying to redeem. It really just felt like we're trying to redeem Carter Burke as a character. I thought what this comic was going to be is that he gets away, he kills Ripley and everyone else. He gets actually all the other Marines killed, and he sneaks away with the company, and it just goes sideways. Like, Burke I thought it was going to be like Burke continues to be a bastard, not Burke got screwed over, and he was a good guy all along. But whatever. I do appreciate it. All in all, it's okay. It's not great. I do feel like it meanders at points, but at least it tells a good story, and I gotta hand it to everyone here. It does feel like a mess of a writing at points, but it's a fun mess, and it's a fun experiment. I would like them to do what I'd really like them to do is, like, maybe bring back the What If title again for the Alien and Predator comics. Like, do a What If Predator story, like, what if Dutch died and the Predator lived? Or what if for, I don't know, like, for another title, like, what if what if OWLF captured the Predator in Predator 2. I do think, like, it's a cool concept of having the What If title with the Alien and Predator books, and maybe even the Planet of the Apes titles too. That'd be kind of cool as well. All in all, it's a decent idea. I don't think the execution went all the way there. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read What If Aliens. Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.